Hey, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Az. We are back here with the Scorpion Breaker. We will be going through basically how you can maximize and get every single milestone on this event. That includes basically everything at the end here. It's just, in case you guys are looking to see what the roster looks like and how you can tackle on the specific nodes, just full heads up now, I will not be doing the full commentary because it is a very, very lengthy gameplay, and I will talk about the strategies involved, and I'll talk about what I do in the process of it, and I'll also show my roster, but I will not be doing, an hour straight of talking because that's crazy. Nobody wants to hear a random guy on YouTube talk for that long. At least I wouldn't want to do that. But anyways, let's quickly talk about the mods here before we jump in. The mods here is basically we're going to scroll down to the bottom. We're going to pretty much get all these crazy ones here, like Get Ready. This one's crazy because it flips all the positives into the negatives into positives. So it is going to make it a little bit more difficult, but we can definitely for sure get around that if you are strategic enough. Next, we're gonna bring up these other ones here for the Serpent, which basically gives a whole bunch of these crazy buffs, but this is going to come in handy when we have to do specific nodes because those buffs can kind of come to our advantage, like when we do the node with the super scroll. We're also going to take on these ones that lose permanent health. This is why we can't do the last and final node, but we can do the first 9 nodes, and that's going to allow us the ability to max everything out on the milestones. We're going to take on all the arch nemesis. We're going to take on this indestructible mind. We're going to take on the blinded by power and the hold'ems. Oh, here's the other arch nemesis. And that's it. You can take on some of these other damage mods and health mods, but they're going to make it a little bit more gruesome, so don't do it. That is it, guys. We need 580 mods, and 580 mods will get the deed done for us. So let's jump into the gameplay side. And again, I'm going to explain each node and break it down before we go into the gameplay. Okay, roster-wise, let's have a look at things here. So, again, I've done this previously already, but basically our Daring Warriors plus Xavier, every character here is level 110 because of that requirement. We have all the T4s as well, and you'll see that most of them do have their purple L5s as well here, just because we did push pretty hard during the course of the Scorpion. Sorry, not the Scorpion, the Surfer Breaker, because we use Daring Warriors extensively there. So hopefully you guys are able to pause it if you need to. Exalted X-Men is the next team, and again, also have all the T4s, but we only have Storm, and we also have Wolverine at level 110 as well here. We have them at 110 for damage, and I did find that running double skirmishers on both Morph and on Jubilee were really massive in taking that taunt off of the Black Knight when he does drop. So just keep that in mind as well. Everybody else is 105 otherwise. The next team is the Insidious 6. This is one where it's important, where you want to make sure your Hobgoblin can dish out enough damage so that he can take out the Thanos endgame and the Kahhori, and you'll see that in the gameplay. Everybody else is level 105, and it's still such a great team here. Now that we have the new tech team announced, I think people are kind of skeptical about building Insidious 6, and I am not concerned about that because this is a city team, and it's a villain team, so you're not going to get too many other characters other than this team there. Yeah, it's just a hard role to follow. And if you go into the Dark Dimension for Odin, or if you go into Blue Marvel's Dark Dimension, there really isn't any other team other than the Insidious 6. So that's kind of where they are right now, and I don't think you need to worry about if you have to, worry about spending resources on this team or the new Iron Raiders. Now, Quasar. This is the next section here. We have Quasar here. He's going to be with the Omen-ish... Oh, no, I guess it's not really Omen. I guess there's only one Omen member here. Sorry. Shadow Conclave, I guess, is in this too. But Thanos is going to feed energy to Surfer Breaker and to Knull as well. He is pretty much going to be the forefront to this entire team, and it's going to be pretty straightforward. His ability to kill characters and make sure that they don't revive comes in pretty clutch here as well. And Kahhori, because of her speed, and she is the only one that is gear tier 19. The other ones are all gear tier 20. And you'll see here that my Quasar and my Surfer Breaker and my Knull are also level 110. So having extra stats on those characters will help you guys out. Next, we move into our... should be this one. I messed up around the room comps. My apologies. It's a Blastaar plus Sentry plus Super Scroll combo. Sentry will cancel out the speed of the other enemy Super Scroll, and then our Super Scroll is going to get a ton of speed thanks to the safeguard and all the positives, and then Blastaar is going to do his thing. This is the one where you need to have his awakened materials. I had his basic last time, and since then, because he fills a speed bar when he gets the basic charge on the bomb burst and the attack, he also gets all these other goodies here when he has them awakened, right? He gets immunity, and what is it? I don't know which one. This one I think gave the safeguard for 2 turns. The ultimate allows him to rewind characters by 30% when he has 5 or more bomb bursts. So make sure you get the ultimate as well here. That's going to rewind characters. And then finally, the passive, when he does have the bomb burst active, he gets 20% speed per bomb burst. So that means theoretically he can have 100% extra speed, which is like twice his speed, which is crazy, right? So if there's any awakened abilities to prioritize, it would be the basic and it would be his passive. The ultimate's nice, but it's not the end of the world if you don't have it. And then, yeah, if you only just have the basic, that would work too. I only had the basic last time and it worked just fine. The other characters, you'll notice, are just high-speed characters that are going to allow you to get the bomb burst going. We have Leader in here because he's quite tanky and he just actually increases all the other stats for the villains. What is it? He gives the characters, I think, some extra every 5 charge, he gets a block chance, he gains health, villain allies get more armor. I guess they just get armor and health. For some reason I thought there was damage too, but whatever, it is what it is. Okay, so next node is 6. We use our amazing Avengers again. Here you'll see that they are pretty built up, and now with the upcoming pocket dimension / fractured dimension, it's good to bring these guys up as much as you can here. So you'll see that my Blade, Spider-Man, Spider, Julia, and Hulk are also level 110. And I'll probably bring Rachel up as well, just because the pocket dimension is right around the corner. Then for number 7, what was number 7? Yeah, I think it was the symbiote one. Yeah, so this one is going to cancel out Apocalypse. I think a lot of people will struggle with this one because of the Apocalypse, but we have a quick trick we can use, taking advantage of bleeds. So again, we're going to take advantage of Riot's bleed here. He's going to use this special and he's going to apply 3 bleeds to Apocalypse, and then Venom is going to basically do some bleeds as well here, and then he's just going to bleed Apocalypse out. Black Cat's really good here because she cancels up their spawn on the speed up. Not a lot of characters can cancel up speed up, right? Professor Xavier and Black Cat are 2 of the characters that can in this game, and it has to be a Bow character, which works out for us because there's a lot of Bow characters when they spawn. And then Quicksilver Symbiote is Quicksilver Symbiote. Everything's maxed out. And then same with Riot as well. Or did I say Riot or Toxin before? Shoot, I might have switched their names up. Anyways, so Riot's also good here because when he uses that crazy ultimate, he also applies he also spreads the negatives, and yeah, this team is just awesome. So this team should be able to one-shot Node 7, but I don't do it because you have to get the right RNG. We get right down to Darkstar, and I just didn't care for it. I knew we could take out Darkstar if she's just by herself, so it didn't matter. So you'll see that there. And then, yeah, we use our Surfer Breaker Omen combo here. Now, the missing character here is Quasar. I don't know if he's in must. I think you could probably slot in somebody else here if you got a 5th, but yeah, I just left it as a 4-piece unit in case you have some flexibility. No and Surfer Breaker basically just carry this one, so you can probably slap your Thanos back in here if you wanted, or maybe you can put in Satana or whatever. But yeah, this one I also like to one-shot, but you can kind of tell I got lazy at the end here and I just didn't care for it. And then we go back in here with our Eternals, and you'll see the Eternals, even as baby versions, they can still get the job done. Finally, we finish things off here with the Blastaar and the Fantastic 3 combo on the last node. This is one where it took me a few times to kind of get the strategy down, so hopefully it helps you guys out here. But yeah, essentially, once you get enough burn attacks out and you absorb all the Satana, Azazel, and all the other curse members' ultimates and specials, then it's smooth sailing. Blastaar goes in here and he's going to have some high-speed characters such as Yo-Yo, Gore, and Jeff. Gore actually is really good because he's going to be able to basic and apply defense down, and that's why I have a skirmisher here on him. Even though he's not like super built up, he's still fairly built up, but not super built up compared to the other guys here at the level 110 mark. And then Yo-Yo as well here, she just wants to apply the basic here so we can get the bomb burst for Blastaar. And once you get that going, bomb burst, Blastaar is going to annihilate Knull, just like we did with the previous node. And then once we get cleared out here and get into the last section, our Fantastic 3 plus Super Skrull will handle the rest for us. So that is it, guys. Apologies again here. Lots of talking about the roster, lots of talking about the mods here. We're not quite done yet, but let's quickly chat around the rooms again here on the recap side, and then we'll jump into the gameplay side. All right, so now we take a look at the roster. We'll take a look at how we fared in each of the respective sections. Again here, just recapping it in case you guys might have missed the earlier footage. The 580 mods is Arch Nemesis, Blinded by Power, Hold'em, Indestructible Mind, Arch Nemesis, Bad Teammates, Make It Count, Fear the Serpent, and Get Ready. Those will give us just enough points to give us 580 mods. And this is basically going to allow us the ability to essentially get ourselves every single milestone unlocked here. And right now, at the time of recording, we are in the top 25. This is going to allow you to basically collect everything you need here for your 2 diamond unlock as well. And we don't need to worry about the last node here. Yes, you know, I can probably try it and use my Amazing Avengers if I really wanted to. But, I mean, there's just no point. We don't really need to go further than that. I think it's just, yeah, the top is always going to be a battle of RNG, turn meters, and I don't really want to go through that. Be happy with what you get, and getting 2 diamonds onto this event, as long you know, as well as all these other stuff on there, that's pretty good. T4s is always a high demand for people, so this is really nice if you're able to get through it and get through the respective sections as well. Now, let's quickly look at the nodes here. So again, the first one we use are Professor Xavier plus Daring Warriors. You'll see that there. And then we just clean up. Now, I have done this as a one-shot, but just for this run, I didn't really care for, as you guys can kind of see on my best run score, it's still 0. My intention was just to do 1 run and be done with it, and I'm not doing any more runs because, yeah, it's very time consuming. We've already done it. I just want the rewards, and then I just want to be able to also help you guys out as well if you guys want to get all the rewards on it. But yeah, you don't need to be fancy. Get Xavier and Daring Warriors to do as much as you can on the damage side, and then once you're done that, then bring in a cleanup team consisting of Odin and whoever else you have. And I recommend Phoenix Force because they're really good in Cosmic Crucible, and they've got a lot of buffs. But if you don't have them built up, you can use other characters that you're not going to bring up, for example, like Daemon. Daemon's really good as well if you've got him at level 110. Honestly, you can use whoever. Just take down the last node, and Odin's going to do the rest. You'll see the gameplay of it. Second node, we're going to use our Exalted X-Men. We don't really have a choice. Also, keep in mind, with this particular strategy, you want to keep splashing damage on... you want to splash the damage on Multiple Man, and by splashing damage on him, you're going to be able to get his spawns. And by killing the spawns over and over, you're going to get the fuel... fueling their speed bar on the Exalted, and then that's going to help you get through the node. When the second wave drops with the Omega Red and the Phoenix and all the other crazy characters, you need to make sure Multiple Man is still on the board and he's still alive, and you can still do some splash damage, because that's going to help you guys get propelled through that wave. Luckily, because we are not doing the last node, we don't need to have everyone healthy. We just need to get through the node, and we just have to survive. We don't need to make sure everybody survives, because we don't care about the last node. Node number 3. That one is another tricky one. I think people find a little bit difficult, but I found that by not having the extra armor mods, by not having the health mods, it really is a simple one at most. You just need a perfect RNG with the special from Hobgoblin, and he'll wipe out the Kahhori and the Thanos endgame, and that's it. Everything else is pretty straightforward. I never had issues with this one, but I do see a lot of comments from people saying that it is quite difficult. So that is the trick there, guys. You just got to make sure Kahhori and Hobgoblin get killed off. Or sorry, you got to make sure Kahhori and Thanos Endgame get killed off by the Hobgoblin. And then it is a very straightforward node. We go back in here with Scorpion Breaker and Spider Society because we don't really need them elsewhere. And they are a nice cleanup team. Even at minimal levels, they're pretty good. The next node, we use one of our better teams, which is the Surfer Breaker Thanos. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there's any tricks to this one. Knull is also really key here because he kills off any characters and they can't revive. If he does the killing blow, they don't revive, and it just has a nice bypass to get through all the characters with that revive once. It's also nice he spawns Carnage, which gives him even more speed bar throughout the fight. Finally, for the last part, node number 5, this is the one where we want to make sure that we can use our Blastaar Super Skrull combo. You don't need the characters super built up. You only really need Blastaar, and it's a really great value team if you can combine him with Super Skrull. Super Skrull doesn't even really need to be built up. He's literally there just to provide the bomb burst, and once you unleash the bomb burst from Blastaar, he just does it all. Unfortunately, you do need the awakened abilities for Blastaar, and having the basic or the passives or the ultimates will help. When I ran this the first time, I only had the basic, and now that they've allowed the farm ability, I've been able to get the ultimate and the passive. And you'll see here on this particular node, very, very easy, very straightforward. You shouldn't have too many issues. Number 6 is our Amazing Avengers. Very much similar to the Exalted X-Men team. This has to be the team you use. You don't have any other options around it. And because we're not doing node number 10, it does not matter. These guys don't have to survive. You just got to get through the node. Somebody can die. You don't have to worry about saving cooldowns. Just get through the Green Goblin, get through the Hobgoblin at the end, and you're almost home. Number 7. We are going to go back in here. This is another one you can one-shot with the Symbiote 6 team plus Black Cat. I've done it a few times. I didn't get any recordings out on this one last time, so I want to apologize to you guys now. I thought it was very straightforward, and I didn't think it was worth bringing the footage up. But having said that, I feel like the video was incomplete, so I do apologize for that. I have it this time so you guys can see it, and I have done the one-shot before. But if you don't want to do the one-shot, just bring yourself to the second wave when the new mutants drop. Just get everybody down as low as possible, and you can bring in whoever. We use our Spider Society plus our Scorpion Breaker again just because we can, and we're not using them elsewhere. Finally, the last node here for our other mythic cosmic team or whatever, mystic cosmic, very straightforward as well here. This one you can one shot, but at that point I just didn't care anymore. I didn't want to reset it. I played it a couple times, and I just said, you know what, screw it, I'm gonna run with it. I think we leave the immortal weapons last after we take out the Mephisto, and then yeah, we just cleaned up quickly. And you know what, I said, you know what, hey, let's play around with our Eternals, let's see how they are. And actually they did surprisingly quite well. So yeah, honestly, enjoy the footage. Hopefully gives you guys a little bit of insight. But you can one shot it with the Knull Omen combo here that we have with Quasar. It's just, yeah, very easy, very straightforward. I was just too lazy. I didn't want to reset it again. Number 9 is the hardest one, I think, out of all the 9 nodes besides the last node. You'll see that I have recordings of all the sack attacks this time, so you guys can kind of see the entire process. But ultimately, TLDR, we want to absorb Helverine, Satana, and Hood's ultimates and specials, and same with Azazel. And once you absorb their ultimates and specials, it's home free. We're gonna bring in our Blastaar Yo-Yo Songbird combo again, just because they're high-speed characters. Now, if you have Blue Marvel, if you have some other big hitter characters, use them here. I literally I wanted to use my Blue Marvel, but I also felt like it wasn't very free to play friendly, so I left him out. But yeah, he works just as good as Gore or Yo-Yo, just because of his high speed. Just bring in someone with high speed so you can get the bomb burst going for Blastaar, and then he's going to handle the rest. And then finally, we finish things off with our Sentry Fantastic 3 combo. So hopefully that makes sense. Again, recapping it all, Arch Nemesis, Blinded by Power, Hold'em, Indestructible Mind, Arch Nemesis, Bad Teammates, Make It Count, Fear the Serpent, and Get Ready. Again, I'm not doing the full commentary because it is already like over an hour long, and yeah, like I said, that's a lot of talking for one person, and I will kind of go over some highlighted points. But other than that, I hope this helps you guys out. I hope you guys are able to get all the rewards out of this event here. Still looks like we're sitting at around 22 here at time of recording, and we are able to get everything unlocked here, so we will collect it right now so you guys can see that. And hopefully you guys are able to get everything out of this event as well here. There's still quite some time, and remember, even if you can't get everything this time, the event is coming back in September, and hopefully these tricks and strategies will help you guys out here even for the next time when it does come back. Other than that, guys, let's quickly dive into the gameplay. Okay, so again, I'm not going to do the full commentary because I've already done it in previous videos. Yeah, I have it in some other ones, and I may do this again here when I do the whole complete run. But again, for this one, you just want to ensure that Professor Xavier uses his special on Sentry so he can take him out. The ideal situation is you want to make sure that Green Goblin can go before your Eclipse. So that way Eclipse can heal up. And then once Eclipse heals up, we can kind of get some of that removal of the damage and some negatives. And then, of course, as well, it doesn't matter that Sentry does his thing here. Professor Xavier is going to be able to remove everything off and use his special. Even though we have the trauma non-mod on, we can still apply trauma because Professor Xavier bypasses that. And then, yeah, just focus kind of in the center. The blinds will help kind of sustain this team for a little bit. But overall, try to keep the cooldowns in check. And you want to make sure Professor Xavier can get to the second wave. And even if you die on this one, I've done it where you can one-shot it. But even if you die on this one, just bring in your Odin plus company and they can take care of the rest. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so the Exalted X-Men is the second node, and this one's important here. These are the ISO 8s I use. I find that having double skirmishers with Morph and Jubilee is really nice. Also, with this particular strategy, it does not matter. You do not need to ensure that these guys live. You just need to make sure you survive the node, and if there's 1 or 2 survivors, that's all that matters. You'll see that here that we don't really care about having the full 5 team survive. You always want to open up, and you want to target multiple man, kind of get some hits in. And you're going to see here that we're going to try to target Hank down first. Once we take care of Hank, then we go after Apocalypse, and then we kind of take care of Shuri and some of the other stragglers. And then while also trying to keep multiple man alive. When the next wave drops, and if multiple man is still alive, he's going to help give you that fuel, the speed bar for the entire team, and it's going to help you basically launch through the next section here. And it's going to take some timing, guys. It's going to take a little bit of practice, and it's definitely for sure not going to be easy, but once you play it enough times, you're going to know that what works here. Also, what helps is make sure that Hank also has about 4 to 6 bleeds when he gets to his second turn. He's basically just going to die and bleed out, so he doesn't have to flip on the positives. But even if you don't time it right, you can always save Jubilee special as well, so that will take him out as well. So hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if there's anything other than that. You just have to play through it, like I said, and for the most part, I'll leave the gameplay at normal speed so you guys can still watch what I do, and then you guys can hopefully follow the path forward here and use it for your run as well. All right, so with the Insidious 6 one, you want to make sure, like I said, before the second wave drops, you need to make sure that, or not the second wave, but you need to make sure before you bring in your second team that Kahori and Endgame Thanos are both dead. So the whole point of this wave is just so you can make it to the second one and then nuke down Thanos, Endgame, and Kahori. If those two survive, the next wave that comes in just won't have the sustain or the speed for it. So you need to make sure you can get ahead of that speed. And by doing that, what we do is we want to make sure, right? We want to make sure we can first special these guys down, hope for some crits, hope for some nice damage as well. This is going to kill off some of the characters that are an issue here, which is fine. And then when that next wave drops with the Thanos Endgame and Kahori, then it's going to be a little easier. Save Vulture's ultimate as well here, because that's going to be important here when you're running this section here. You want to make sure that you can use that ultimate to rewind when the second wave drops. Otherwise, it's going to be, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to deal with that section if you don't have that ult ready to go. And then also keep in mind here that when you are going through this node, like I said, the main objective is to take down the Thanos Endgame and the Kahori. I think the big mistake people forget about is if you leave those two alone and then you bring in your next wave, there's just no way you can get through it because Kahori just gets too much turn, and the only way we can kind of stop that is to nuke them out when they get dropped. So this is the reason why we run this comp, and this is the reason why we want to make sure we can kind of get through that node here. We also throw a rewind on Nova and Rocket so they don't take a turn here and use their ultimates. They are quite dangerous if they do that. So again, just focusing those characters. The next wave should drop here perfectly. Now we've got Kahori beside Thanos as well, which works out great for us, and we should get our turn here as well when that next wave drops. We're going to throw the ultimate here in the center here so we can kind of get that cluster on the right side. This is going to give a good amount of damage, get some energy back to the team as well. And then from that point on, we're going to get to Hobgoblin's turn. He's going to be able to use that special as well here. And Scorpion should be able to strip off some of these positives as well. So remember that ultimate that I told you guys to save? This is where it comes in handy now, where we can throw the ultimate, give a little rewind for us. This is going to bring up some of our characters' turns back up to where we need them to be. And then this is going to allow us the ability to use Hobgoblin Special right in the center here. And again, we're aiming right on Thanos. We're going to hope for some crits. Boom. That's it, guys. That's all we need. We don't have the increased health mods. We don't have the increased damage or armor mods. This helps us crit these guys down, even with those crazy mods that we have. And this is pretty much straightforward from that point on. You just want to get rid of this node here and get as much damage as you can in here, and then bring in your second team, which is the Spider Society, plus whoever you got. I use my Scorpion Breaker because he's built up, and it should be pretty straightforward.
protect your soul.
All right, so this is another fun one. I don't really think there's too much to this one here. Just making sure you're trying to make sure you have your energy. Don't summon Knull because Kestrel's on the board here. Take her out ASAP with Quasar's special and Silver Surfer his special as well. And then once you nuke down Kestrel and you can get some of these stragglers down, then bring out the Carnage, and then everything else should be pretty smooth forward here. This is probably the second easiest node, I would say, out of the 5 sections, just because we have some pretty powerful characters at our disposal. Silver Surfer and Knull being two of the best characters in game right now. And of course, as well, they make some pretty short work of this section. Hopefully, you guys are able to see that here. Again, I'll leave the gameplay footage at normal speed so you guys can follow it if you need to. But for the most part, pretty straightforward. And Knull kills off anybody with the revive once as well, which is really nice when he pings and kills. Keep him as a healer here to sustain as well Thanos' health. Thanos is going to provide the energy, and he's going to give limitless energy to Surfer Breaker and to Knull, and we should be ready here for the next time we use these guys once we complete this node. All right, so finally, the last section here. This is a fun one here. I actually really enjoy this node. I know a lot of people don't like it, but they've pretty much designed this node for Super Scroll and Blastaar. And as so long as you can kind of get those other two key pieces with the team here, it is a very, very smooth lineup, and you shouldn't have too many issues. We use Yo-Yo and we use Brain Leader. I also call him Brain because he's got a big brain. But yeah, we use those 5 characters, and you're going to see that their high speeds come in really handy here for taking down some of these characters. So hopefully you guys are able to take advantage of it. You're going to notice that I use basic quite a bit here just so we can get the bomb bursts, and really other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. A lot of people have been asking me why I get so much speed meter from the turn. It's because of that buff, right? We get the safeguard to the enemy teams, and again, right, we feel the speed from Super Scroll thanks to all the positives and the safeguards. He's going to be able to take like 3 turns before they even take 1 turn. We're going to use basics here to feel the speed bar on our Blastaar as well, and every time he gets a bomb burst, right, he gets faster, and he also gets more damage as well to his damage output when he does use his ultimate, right? So we're going to do the basic here on anybody that has a striker, and again, you're going to see that he double taps in building that bomb burst up to 4 now, so he gets even faster. And honestly, this node is very, very easy if you have the awakened passive materials. I'm not saying it's not impossible without it, but I would definitely say it's 1,000 times easier, and right now it's purchasable. Just use your sigils, use those sigils that we've been earning from all the events, and build them up, and then that way you're going to be able to just feel the speed bar on Blastaar, and you should be able to get through it pretty easy here. So other than that, guys, I hope this has helped you guys out. Hopefully you guys are able to get through the first 5 nodes here. Again, this is the lineup. Pretty straightforward team. There's not too much to it other than the fact that you just got to hit basic. He's going to clear off a lot of these pesky characters. And then, yeah, we're going to do the same thing again here. We're just going to throw the basic. The basic is going to build the bomb burst again because we're not done yet, right? We got Knull. We got Carnage dropping here as well. So we want to take care of those baddies. And although you can be tempted here to use the ultimate, stick with the course. Stay with the basics, because once we use those basics, we're going to feel the speed for Blastaar. We're going to feel his bomb burst, and then he's going to take so much more turns. And like I said, even attacking himself here, thanks to Knull's passive, that actually helps us out here. So again, this is where in this situation here, we got more than 3 bomb bursts. We can potentially ult, but we're going to throw the special here so we get an ability to block all these characters. And then he should get another turn here just because of the striker. And then right here, boom, we're going to unleash the chaos again here. This should kill off pretty much Knull now, and then we should be able to build it up again here, and we should be able to do it again. So really, really easy. Probably the easiest out of the 5 nodes if you have the right characters, and you don't need them super built up either. So let me know in the comments below how you guys do with these sections here. Other than that, this is part 1. I will do the other 5 nodes when I get a minute or 2 here in the next few days. But other than that, I hope this early gameplay helps you guys out here, and hopefully you guys are able to get the 7 yellow, 7 red unlock here just by doing 5 nodes. You don't need to have your Amazing Avengers for this particular section, so good stuff if you guys are able to get the 7 yellow, 7 red with this guide. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, so moving along here, guys, we are gonna finally jump into the first section here with the Amazing Avengers. And what's important here with this one is just make sure you guys have a healer ISO 8 on Blade as well here for the sustain. And remember, just like the Exalted X-Men, we don't need characters surviving. I like to open up with the special here on the right side so that it allows for us the ability to get some slows and some defense down. And then, yeah, you're going to take a couple turns here, and you're going to just have to sustain a couple damage points. Now, remember, we don't want Gwenpool taking a second turn so that she can cleanse the positives. So what we're doing here is you'll see here that I'm trying to remove positives and also target Gwenpool as well so we can get some damage on her. By the time we kill her, we want to make sure she doesn't also get revived, and then she also cleanses everything that we've done. So this is why it's important to kind of focus on this right side here. Hopefully that makes sense. This right side here is important because, like I said, we also want to do splash damage to the other adjacent characters. And if Dagger takes second turn as well here with her ultimate, she basically wipes the entire team. So you also want to take care of Gwenpool, but at the same time you also want to take care of Dagger as well. So we get a couple of misses here thanks to the immunity and the evasions, which is fine. So there, Dagger does one turn there. So when she takes a second turn, she needs to make sure that she doesn't live. So we're going to still target Gwenpool. And now, thanks to the, these crazy flips on negatives, it does make it a little bit more strategic. But again, we're trying to get the evasion off of Dagger so that when Spider Julia takes another turn, she can kind of throw some blinds on to help us out. So this is where it's important now. We're going to throw the massive special here to get the blinds across. And then this should hopefully... this will hopefully kill off. Now we've got healer on Blade, which is fine, but this AoE should kill off Gwenpool. So that's step one. Step one is taking care of the Dagger. Once you take care of that, it's pretty smooth. Watching the turn meters as well here, you'll see that we have a couple characters coming up here. So Spider-Man does this thing here. We'll throw the special, kill off Moon Knight as well. And now we can take the revive once thanks to Hulk's ultimate that we saved. And everyone should just kind of die off here. This is nice because Dagger... is out now, and now we just have to worry about Cloak, and Cloak is quite tanky, so we always try to leave him last. It worked out for us that the AoE killed some of them off, but sometimes you're gonna get a couple of stragglers. Sometimes I get the odd death pool surviving, and it doesn't matter because you just kind of take your time with it and build the cooldowns back up. What's important is the next wave drop. That's important because when he does drop, it's going to be the Insidious 6, or I should say Hobgoblin / Green Goblin Classic. And when they do drop, you have to make sure, just based on the timing of the turns, that Spider-Man needs to stun. Because if you don't stun Green Goblin right off the get-go here, he's going to rip off a whole bunch of positives, and he's also going to hit like a rock, right? So throw the ultimate on him, and this is going to stun him here. And then we also have to worry about the Hobgoblin now, because he's also a dangerous character, and he has the offense up. So the basic here is also very important, because the basic can allow for the offense down here, as you guys can see. This is going to help kind of, lower some of the damage when he does do his special if we don't make it in time. Luckily for us, we do have the ult here from Julia saved up, so because we didn't save it, or because we didn't use it, excuse me. And now Hulk, we can start focusing our damage on Green Goblin. And once you take care of Green Goblin Classic, you can kind of focus on the stragglers there. But keep in mind, even if Hobgoblin is blinded, he can still use the special and he can still hit. So I think it's like unavoidable or something. So this is why, this is why he's still a very meta character despite the new tech team. And he's still very relevant right now as well. So make sure you guys are focusing these characters here when you get a chance. And then again, like I said, we'll throw the special here on Hobgoblin because we can't really avoid his attacks. Luckily, we can blind Green Goblin now with Spider Julia. So this is going to allow for the blind to happen. And then we have a little bit of cushion now with the Green Goblin Classic. So this is where we can start focusing everything on Hobgoblin and take him out. And from that point on, guys, it's pretty straightforward. So I'll see you guys in the next node here.
Feel like a dynamite, ready to
Okay, so this is another one where you can do a one-shot with this team, but I don't do it here because I got lazy at the end. Now, keep in mind, this particular strategy does require some pretty built-up symbiotes, but if you can do the strategy just right, you're going to make this node basically... I think this one gives people a little bit of a headache, but this is probably one of the easier nodes once you get the strategy of it down. So we're going to throw the ultimate here, or sorry, the stun here from Black Cat. This is going to allow for Apocalypse to get stunned partially so that our characters can get ahead. Now we can use our Toxin and throw the stun here. The stun is also going to apply 3 bleeds across to every adjacent target. And then we're also going to throw the ultimate here from Riot as well, which is going to ping a whole bunch of bleeds onto Apocalypse. Now this is important. Venom, throw the special, and he's going to get a double chain attack on the Striker tag. And then watch. Apocalypse is going to melt. He's dead. That's one character we don't have to worry about anymore. Now, from that point on, you'll see here that we just have to control these guys. The Cabal are fairly slow, and they're not fast. And, you know, once we watch the turn meters and once we take care of these characters, it really is very straightforward. So I'm going to stop the commentary here, but hopefully you guys are able to see that. You want to take your time as well here, controlling and making sure that you have enough turns in hand. Luckily for us, even if the positives get flipped or the negatives get flipped into positives, Venom is very good at stripping these down very quickly as well here, just because of his, you know, his ability to clear positives. Fairly straightforward. So hopefully you guys are able to do that here as well. And yeah, like I said, this is a good example here where he can clear the positive off of Absorbing Man and double chain attack here to get the disruption. And then yeah, Quicksilver Symbiote, he's going to double tap here and take care of Zemo just like that. So hopefully it makes sense. Once the next wave drops, it's also a timing as well with the bleeds. And we want to make sure we can also kill off, you know, what's his face? Warlock, right? Because he can also strip trauma and he can cleanse all the negatives off of his team. So you want to focus on Warlock. But other than that, you'll see that we tried to also stun Darkstar, but it was not successful. And yeah, and then she eventually kills us. But then we just come back in here with Eternals. And from that point on, it's pretty smooth sailing. So hopefully you guys are able to get through that. And hopefully this helps you guys out. I'll see you guys in the next node. So again, like I said, fast forwarding it a little bit here because it's just a whole bunch of basics. But yeah, Darkstar has a ton of health, and it took like 3 or 4 minutes of just attacking her. So fairly straightforward, even with a weaker team. You can bring in your Vigilante or Silver Sable in this as well. This was just a team that I liked. I wanted to play a little bit of a tribute to the Spider-Man guys, just because the Spider Tower is ending. So that is kind of it, guys. That is the next node. Let's quickly dive into the last Cosmic Mystic section now. And this is the team, like I said, that isn't going to give you too much of an issue just because of the characters we have in hand. You also want to make sure you can clear out Shadow King as well. Shadow King is pretty dangerous if you leave him alone. But once you take care of Shadow King, it does become a fairly straightforward node. The Doom is going to drop on the second wave, and he's pretty straightforward as well, so long as you can ability block him and contain him so that he doesn't use that ultimate. Otherwise, it can be an issue there for you guys. But as you can see here, we take out the Shadow King very quickly and very smooth. Now we're going to do what we usually do, and that's bringing our Knull into the fold here with his special. That brings Carnage up, and then we can get the speed bar going for the entire team, or at least for 2 of the members. And then from that point on, you shouldn't really have too many issues in terms of getting through this node. Like I said, we got the rewind from Ebony Maw as well here to give us a little bit of turn meter. We got some slows coming across as well to give our team a little bit of speed. And then, like I said, throw the ability block so that we can get the ability block on Doom. Unfortunately, it sucks a little bit because we don't land it on Emma. And also, I will heed your caution here on not trying your best not to use the ultimate. The ultimate sometimes can be a double-edged sword because it blinds Knull, and then Knull is not able to do any assists and damage because he's blinded. So as you guys can kind of see this one through here, we don't really use the ultimate. I probably maybe should have when I had some slower turns in, but I just felt like, you know what, hey, we don't need to use it. We can just use the basic here so we can keep applying slows. And like I said, once you get past the Shadow King and the Doom, it really is a very straightforward node, and definitely for sure doable with a one-shot, but I got lazy at the end. I just didn't want to redo it again so I can get the one-shot. I just thought, you know what, hey, we got the Eternals up. Let's throw them in here. Let's give them a shot. Let's see how they do. Other than that, hopefully this is helpful. Let's head into the last section here so you guys can see how I handle the last and final node. And this is going to get you all the milestones unlocked and every other single reward here, and also get you access to the 2 diamonds on Scorpion Breaker. Okay, sorry, jiggling around my keys here. You guys will see here that now we're gonna start off with a couple of sack attacks here just to get things going for us. This one is, you want, like I said, you want to just time it so that you can start cleansing and getting rid of all the ultimates and the specials. And I don't think, other than commentary wise, you'll see that, yeah, keep the gameplay slow. Keep it so it's controlled as well, so you can see which cooldowns are being used. May take a couple times. There is a good, if your teams are built up, you may be able to just do a couple of sack attacks. But for myself, I just wanted to be sure that they didn't have anything available, and we have lots of battle characters as well. This is a good one here because we utilize a couple taunters between Groot and Knull. And people have Thunderbolts built up as well here. But yeah, like I said, as I'm going through this, I'm pausing. I'm trying to make sure that some of these characters don't die off. And unfortunately for me, timing wise, I kind of didn't cancel in time as well for some of them. So just make sure you guys are doing it in time so you can watch the cooldowns, and then you can kind of see where they're at here. But yeah, it's just comes back to timing. And then once you eat up once you eat up all the accursed members, all Knulls, cooldowns, then you can come in here and you can do the Blastaar combo here. But like I said, I've kept all the sack attacks here so you guys can see what I did, and then you guys have the whole picture at your fingertips. All right, guys. Well, there you guys have it. So let's jump in here now. Now we can actually play this node here after those boring sack attacks. The team that I like to use to get this done here is Blastaar plus the Songbird combo here. And like I said, switch your Blastaar back from a striker because he was a striker last time to a raider. And now we can start focusing our attacks here and getting some real damage in. So once we take that taunt off of the Juggernaut, we can throw the basic here on Knull, and then we can start getting things going here. Unfortunately, the Accursed stops the speed bar gain from Blastaar, so this is what kind of makes this team a little bit more tricky. But what Scopely didn't realize was just how powerful Blastaar is, right? Once he takes his turn here, he is absolutely bonkers, right? So he gets the 5 bomb bursts before he takes his first turn, and this is going to allow us to kill off Knull. And then this allows us the ability to heal up as well here. And now we can start having some fun with these other guys. Knull was kind of the biggest issue. And once you take care of Knull, this node is pretty straightforward. He's just so strong on his own here with the Accursed members, and could very well be a very good Cosmic Crucible team as well if you guys are looking for something really strong on defense. So with this one here, we throw the basics so we can still kind of get some bombers going for our Blastaar. We do, however, throw the ultimate, or the special, so we can just get some negatives on here. So this increases Blastaar's range. Blastaar has a good proximity range now to use his special. He's going to be able to apply the ability block and also take a 10% chunk of their health, just like when we're doing Echoes of Abyss, trying to get the unlock for the Knull as well. So very similar when we use that special and we take a massive chunk of their health. Unfortunately for us, their negatives do flip into positives, but it's not the end of the world here because of the fact that you know, we still have you know, you always play out every battle and see how they go here, obviously. But yeah, our Blastaar is very, very massive, and we should be able to clear out some of these guys here once he takes his turn. All he really needs to do is use his ultimate, and he should be able to clear out most of these guys pretty smoothly here. So hopefully we can get through that. So again, throwing the basic here, and Blastaar's turn is coming right up. So this will be nice. Once he gets his turn here, we can throw the massive ult. That's going to clear out some change. And then he also gets another turn here just based on the speed bars. So that's also nice for us. So we're going to be able to do another special right here. That's going to kill off some other characters. And then, yeah, Null's going to, or not Knull, Gore is going to get some more bomb bursts for us because now that we only have 2 characters left, this is very easy. These 2 characters are no match for Blastaar. So you can take your time with it. Ideally, even if you stop right here and we got wiped, this is fine because we can bring in our A team and we can kill everybody off. But yeah, obviously right now, because we survived the onslaught, we can start building some bombers for Blastaar so that he can take another big massive chunk off of the next wave for us. So right here, throw the ultimate, Juggernaut's dead, and we also take a really good chunk of health as well from Scream, which is great for us. Ideally as well, if you can absorb some ultimates here so that your Fantastic Four is safe, that's also great. So that is it, guys. That is the team in a nutshell. Now with them being, you know, on the last wave, this team is going to stand no chance here against the Fantastic Four. Again, those are all the attack attempts, like I said, I had here, and I did have the footage attached. So feel free to have a look here when you guys get a free minute. And we will go into our Fantastic 3, which consists basically of MCU members, Reed, Reed, Franklin, and Sue. That shouldn't be any surprise. And then we're gonna use Sentry here to cancel the speed bar from the Symbiote 6. We're gonna put him right beside Mr. Fantastic, and then we're gonna have Super Skrull in there because he gets a ton of speed from all the safeguard and all the positives, right? Just how his passive works. So we're gonna be able to get the first turn here. With this one, honestly, yeah, you can just do whatever. I just throw basics here because I'm so used to using Blastaar with him, so I just kind of throw the basics. You could probably use the special or the ultimate, honestly. I probably could have opened up with the ultimate first just to get some trauma across. Or is it defense down or something? I don't remember. Yeah, let's see here. Or something. Yeah, because they can't get trauma because of the fact that they have the mod on that they can't get any trauma. So anyways, throwing the ultimate here, we cleanse everything down. Thank you, Franklin, you're the man. And then yeah, they're gonna throw the special here, and the moment they take out Sentry, it helps us out because he's gonna do a massive amount of damage on the other side. Unfortunately for us, Sentry does die off because when he does go on to the other side. We have a lot of characters that can target him because of the Fantastic Four and what they can do. So unfortunately, that is the case there. So he goes on the board, which is great. He's going to do some chip damage on our behalf as well. And now there's an empty spot beside Reed as well, which kind of helps us out. Unfortunately, we're not able to stun the Carnage because of the taunt, but that's okay. We throw the special, and so we can get the safeguard back up to our team. Sentry's going to do some chip damage and take out some characters as well for us, or take out some of their health. Super Skrull does the special there, so he can do some good chip damage as well. And as you guys can see, this is pretty much it. From that point on, if you one-shotted the previous node and you still have your symbiotes, you can use them here as well. Previously in another video, I did one-shot that node and I did have them available, but for this one, I didn't care enough. I knew that, having done this node quite a few times now, I know that we don't really need them 100%, so it works out. We can get through it fine without them. And yeah, it might be a little tricky at the end here just because of the Carnage. You don't want him taking a turn because he fills the speed bar, so you want to make sure you can kill him fast enough. But even if you can't kill him fast enough, you should be able to come in here with a cleanup team as well, but I doubt it. The Fantastic Four pack a punch, and mine aren't even level 110, but if they are, I'm sure they would be able to do a massive amount of damage to these guys as well here. So hopefully you guys are able to see that. So anyways, that is it, guys. That is the run there in a nutshell. Hopefully helps you guys out. Hopefully you guys are able to get the rewards out of everything here from my guide. Again, like I said, the event is coming back in September. So even if you guys can't get everything out of it this time, it is coming back eventually. And hopefully by then it is, in a, better situation for you guys so that you guys can do it. Other than that, yeah, let me know in the comments below if this was helpful or not. Let me know if you guys think that you guys would, have any questions regarding the teams, or if there's any other comps that work better or worse. But obviously, I want to make sure that you guys can get the most out of this event, and hopefully this guide was, more than beneficial for you guys. So that's the team again, like I said. And last time I didn't include the footage for node number 7, I think it was, the one with the Symbiote 6 and the Black Cat. So apologies there again in advance, but hopefully you guys are able to get everything out of this event. Hopefully you guys are able to get through it as well. And if you guys want to try for node number 10, you go crazy and you go ahead and try to push your high scores on that as well. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.